I'ma catch a flight.
Welcome. We're on a cool glass of water right now. This is my podcast, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
You got a podcast.
I do.
It's good.
It's nothing special though. But you know what? I think I am special now.
It's your podcast.
It is. So it is special. It's special to me, and it's my mom.
It makes me feel special for you. It doesn't make me feel special for you. It makes you feel special for you, Chance.
Oh, okay, cool. So
it makes me feel good knowing that your mom thinks you're special.
She does.
Yeah, it's good.
She does. She's great. So this guy who's talking to me right now, this is K. Francis Norris. Now, Francis spelled with an E.
Yeah.
Recognize.
Yeah. Promoters out there, that's with an ES.
Yep.
Always messing up.
K spelled how it sounds.
Yeah. My dad messed up on my birth certificate, so now everybody
is that really
else
what
gets
happened?
That's exactly what happened.
No.
My dad's not the brightest guy out there.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And you're here visiting your dad, aren't you?
Yeah.
You didn't just come for the podcast.
No, I came for the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Dealing with my father was a bonus. Dealing with my father for a week.
Dealing with my father was a bonus.
It's scary,
awesome.
man. I come out here every year and spend a week with him, and it's like every year I realize more and more that I'm turning into him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to stop coming.
I can't do it.
I'm going to have to talk to him on the phone once a year or something instead.
Like,
because,
and all it takes is a week with him and you're just all
2 days. 2 days in. First hour, it's like, good to see you, Dad. By the second day, he's like playing music while I'm trying to sleep loud as hell, or he's doing my laundry for no reason, and shrinking clothes. Like, it's like the guy just goes out of the way to be aggravated.
Yeah.
You know? And I know that's how I'm going to be, so it's frustrating to watch.
I know how you feel. I mean, like, I'm becoming my dad too, as the more and more I realize it and think about it.
Yeah.
He doesn't do my laundry or anything, but he just
I don't know
gets
why
mad.
mine does. Last year he did
weird.
that. I was there one day, the first day I got there, and the next morning I woke up and he'd washed all my stuff. And all my stuff was clean. I had one pair. This is Arizona. I had one pair of jeans with me.
Yeah.
He shrunk the only pair of jeans I had, and then we had to go skydiving.
Yeah.
In these jeans that were like super tight on me.
And you know what? Like, you have the same body type as me, and finding jeans.
Yeah, it's
hard. Not easy.
I own one pair of jeans, you know,
and that's it.
Right? Yeah.
Because that's like you found the perfect pair of jeans.
I found the pair, yeah.
And then another shrunk though.
It's hard
because it's difficult out there. So like we said before, we're both comedians.
I feel like an asshole saying that all the time, though,
right?
don't you?
Like, yeah, I don't know.
Like, I feel like I'm starting to be like, okay, I can, but I'm not filing it on my taxes, you know?
Yeah.
I work at a hotel. I'm a valet, you know? I'm not.
Yeah, but I don't want to treat it like a hobby either.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to say it without sounding, because there's always going to be somebody, you know. If you tell Jerry Seinfeld you're a comedian, he's like, you're not a comedian, kid.
Yeah.
You know. But if you tell some guy that's not a comedian, you can get away with it, you know.
That might not be true about Jerry Seinfeld though. Because I've heard that he respects anybody. He might not call him a comedian, that's true, but anybody who goes up there on stage and does it, he respects them.
Yeah,
I've heard him quote that.
It seems like it's the one thing that everybody does. Everybody always seems to acknowledge that doing stand-up comedy is really hard. Yeah. Everybody's like, I got so much respect for you guys, or whatever. I don't know why they'd have respect for us.
Yeah, right.
But
well, I think what it is like a lot of people's number one fear. In fact, I think like if you look at a study or whatever, number one fear for people is talking in front of a mass group of people,
myself included.
Yeah,
you know.
Oh yeah, it's that's I don't know anybody who has that. That's a comfortable feeling for them.
Right.
Like that's just even like the pros.
Naturally, I don't think it's not a natural thing to do. They have to do that, you know.
Because the pressure is to impress.
There's a lot of pressure. And it's just you, and if you're not talking or if you're not saying something funny enough, it's just silence up there, or people booing you or whatever, hecklers.
Yeah, want to talk? You get heckled sometimes. Yeah, I've never gotten heckled.
I get heckled in the sense that it's just people. I feel like it's always drunk people that I'll tell a couple jokes and they have a hard time following a joke.
Yeah.
So they just start responding, like they add their own little tagline on the end, thinking they're gonna get a laugh off of my joke or whatever. It's never really people like, you suck, get out of here, whatever. Not yet, at least. Waiting for one of
No
those to happen
tomatoes being
soon.
thrown.
Yeah. They do a show in Chicago where they throw tomatoes at you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they give the crowd a bunch of like foam tomatoes. And I think the person with the least amount of tomatoes thrown at them wins like $100 or something. But
No kidding.
yeah,
That's got to put some.
it's backwards though, right? Like I think I would go for most tomatoes.
Right. Yeah.
Like in a situation like that, you want to tell bad, stupid jokes and get tomatoes thrown at you.
Yeah. I wonder, like, oh, so you said they're foam tomatoes. They're not like, are they like sponges? Are they filled with like shit? Or like,
no.
Like,
they're not shit tomatoes, Chase.
well, shit was more general term than, I'm not saying.
There could be shit filled with tomatoes, depending
That's
on
true.
What you've been eating, but yeah, no shit filled tomatoes.
Okay.
Just foam tomatoes, like Nerf. I think they're like Nerf tomatoes.
And that's lame.
I don't know.
Anyway, so
They haven't put me on that show yet, so
yeah,
we'll
hintity
see.
hint.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like my mentor with this whole thing.
Here we go with this mentor thing again.
Well, I mean, you might not accept it. However, that's how I see it, and I'm sorry if you are uncomfortable with that.
I'm not. I think it's rad, man. I think it helps out a lot. I think everybody, if you get started off in pretty much anything, you should have somebody with a little bit more experience, or even somebody starting off at the same time to talk to and work together with, and it just helps you grow faster and helps you gives you some back and forth, something to go off,
That's true.
And when I started talking to you, you were just starting off, and I'd been doing it maybe 8 months or something, and had some shows. So I mean, I didn't know what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I think it's helpful. And we have different senses. We have similar sense of humor on things, but our style and the type of stuff we talk about on stage is different. So there's really no conflict there when we're discussing things. When we're working out a bit or whatever with each other. So it's good. I like doing it. I like to write. I like to read other people's writing and put my 2 cents on it. And steal their stuff and then do my own version of them.
Right.
That's much better. Do a much better, cleaner version of them. And then just hope that nobody finds out.
Yep. It's pretty easy at this level, I would say, probably, because to steal somebody's jokes.
Yeah, especially unintentionally. You're not really under a watchful eye. I've gone to open mics where I've heard somebody do a bit, and it's like, I heard this bit before, whether they are doing it on purpose or not.
Yeah.
Starting off, a lot of times you're tackling vague subjects or subjects that you've seen done a bunch of times. Relationships or taking an Uber or whatever. Just because you're starting off. That's what's it. And as you go, you find your niche more, and you find niche. Nietzsche?
Niche. It might be Nietzsche.
I never know. People always switch that one up.
Yep.
They sound like they're being fancy when they say niche.
Niche. Yeah. Your avenue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it takes a little time, to find yourself and find what works for you. And
so on the topic of joke stealing, I just kind of thought of this concept. You know how like musical artists, they'll cover other people's songs, and that's acceptable.
Right.
But in the comedy realm, like, you don't see somebody paying homage to somebody's set. I wonder, why do you think that might be?
Because I think part of that might be with songs, you can listen to a song over and over again, and it has the same effect, or it can have the same effect, or even a greater effect the more you hear it over the years, or whatever. You tie it to a memory or tie it to personal experience or whatever. But with a joke, once you know the punchline, the replay value of that is diminished greatly, So you don't even want to go see a comedian and see him do jokes that you've heard a whole bunch of times, because you already know the punchline.
Yeah,
it spoils it for you. So doing somebody else's jokes, nobody wants to go see me do Chris Rock set.
Yeah,
or maybe a couple people would.
I would.
Hit me up on the Facebook if you want to see me do a Chris Rock set.
Base it off of that. Yeah. Base it off your Facebook love for.
There's black people and there's.
No, I think you could totally do it. That's like that Office episode when Michael Scott tried to do it and it just didn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. By the way, I think this is the second podcast I've done. I think this might be the second time I brought up Chris Rock bits for some reason.
You're a big fan of Chris Rock?
He's Chris Rock. He's good. I mean, I'm not sitting at home.
I
wouldn't say he's my mentor, Chaz. But he's good. He's Chris Rock. He's one of the greats. He's up there.
You're my mentor.
I know.
I just wanted to remind you.
The wind beneath your wings. You can fly higher than an eagle.
Your picture's on the mirror. We're not gonna.
I don't know. Yeah, we're not doing this again. I haven't told you this yet. I took a shower here earlier. Well, you knew that. I took a shower here before the podcast, and I didn't.
Did you beat off in my shower?
Yeah, and you know what? And you've got that type of water. I don't know if it's hard water or what it is, but the type of water out here, it was like this at my dad's house. It's the type of water that turns your cum to like boogers. Like as soon as it comes out, it gets like all tacky, then it's sticking to your leg. It's like you have dick boogers all over your thighs.
Dude,
so maybe get one of those water filters or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. Or just deal with dick boogers your whole life, man. Just be aware of it.
I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. That's what's so bad about it, dude.
So, it's your shower, I'm assuming you know. But when I got out of the shower, the mirror was all fogged up. And I wrote mentor on the mirror there with my finger and then cleared a little spot out so I could look in it. So I could see myself. I didn't have lipstick to write it on the mirror, but I was gonna keep that a secret and wait till like a month from now when you use that shower you got out of the bathroom and you just see it says it on your mirror right there. And you see
it's
yourself
all fogged up, and then I see it.
Yeah, and you see yourself when it says mentor, then
and
you realize that you've become the mentor
Yeah.
now, and
Like
I'm passing the stick.
The master or the Padawan becomes the master,
and now I'm set free. I can live the rest of my life without having to hear your shitty jokes.
Damn it. So speaking of shitty jokes, we got a show tonight.
Yeah.
And we're both on the list, the bill.
The Shitty Joke Showcase is what they're calling it.
Is that what it... Yeah. That's the name of the show. Actually, it's not. It's called The New Faces of Comedy.
New Faces of Comedy.
Which...
It's questionable. I'm 32. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
how new
you're not
face
new.
This is.
You're not very new anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm 29. I'm not new. I mean, maybe new to the game, new to the comedy game. I think that's what they mean.
That's probably what they mean, right?
yeah. That just made sense.
We're not going to go there. They're not going to issue us new faces at the door, are they?
I hope not.
I've become accustomed to this one. It's working out all right for me lately.
Speaking of, people think we're brothers. Like we've got
4 times in the last 24 hours. People have thought we were brothers.
Even my dad thinks we're brothers, which is weird because then he thinks that you're his son.
Yeah.
Did you think about that?
Rich Gertz, if you have any sort of extramarital affairs with my mother, now would be the time to come clean. Your dad's definitely your dad, by the way. The first time I met your dad, I just sat down next to him at the bar. As soon as he started talking, I looked at the guy. I'm like, this has got to be Chaz's dad.
No kidding.
Yeah, and then he started talking about his son was doing comedy and stuff. I'm like, you're definitely Chaz's dad.
Just for him starting to talk. You picked
it
up.
Didn't take long at all, man.
That's wild.
Well, and I know who your Uncle Kenny is. I've met him a couple times, and I've seen him around for years.
Right.
And he looks a lot like your dad.
Yeah.
So. Put 2 and 2 together.
That's pretty wild.
Plus, it's a small town.
It is.
Come from a small town.
It's kind of blowing up though. That art theater over there. They're trying to make some moves, huh?
Put a big stage in there. Yeah.
Aren't you? You're trying to do something in there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Trying to set up a birthday show in June here on June 9th.
Is that your birthday?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just doing. My birthday's October 23rd. Just trying to get that half birthday show in there. But yeah, it's good. I'm glad. It seems like locally back home in Hobart that the comedy scene's starting to blow up. More and more people are doing it, and more places are having open mics, and more people are coming out, and it's good.
That's why I kind of wish I was out there for this, because out here there's not much. There's not much exposure that I can get.
The same couple of like real clubs, there's not enough open mics and stuff.
And that's true. That's fair. These are like straight up comedy clubs.
Yeah, you're doing an open mic in front of 200 people that are paying $10 for a drink or whatever.
Right. Yep.
So that there's an expectation of they're coming to see a show and everybody better be good or whatever, and they don't understand. It's like people trying to work out bits and try stuff out. People that are just starting, it's new faces. It's not come see 20-year veterans.
And that's the thing with that comedy, the comedy game. The audience is expecting you to be good.
Yeah, a lot of people.
There is no like.
Right, there's no. If you go see a band in a bar, and they're not great, it's like it's whatever. It's a bar band, it's background noise or whatever, and you're just gonna hang out and drink. But with comedy, people come expecting it, and a lot of people that aren't used to going to comedy shows. What they know of comedy is specials, hour-long specials, by Carlin or whoever, guys that are amazing.
Yep.
So they go there expecting to some degree to see something like that.
Professionals,
when you do a 10-minute set or 5-minute set or 15 or whatever it is, I tell people all the time, I got a show, I'm doing 10 minutes. And they're like, oh, only 10 minutes? It's like, I don't think you realize how long that is to stand on a stage.
Yep.
And
even 5 minutes, I know you don't.
Yeah, it takes a long time to have good enough material and enough good material that works to be able to fill 5 minutes straight, or 10 minutes or 15, you get into half an hour or whatever, and it's a long time to be up there.
Yeah,
just talking,
and even like the 5-minute sets, and you do more 10, 15 minute sets.
Yeah,
like that seems it seems like you're up there for actually quite a long time. For me, it doesn't seem like time flies past.
It's a weird it's like a weird time
warp. Like
it is, yeah.
It
seems like it's going fast and it's going slow at the same time. And you get off stage and you don't know if you went overtime or under time.
Yeah.
And it all depends on just so many factors. You could be talking fast because you're excited and your adrenaline's going. Or there could be no laughs between jokes, so you're breezing through it. A set that normally lasts 10 minutes can end up being 6 minutes or 7 minutes.
Yep.
If there's no crowd reaction, you just jump into the next joke. And
what's weird to me is whenever I rehearse because I've only done the 5-minute sets. Well, I did do one 7-minute set, but is I always seem to go over my time. But when I perform it actually in front of people, it always seems to work out. I don't know if they just haven't either booed me off stage or played me off stage yet. Yeah. But yeah, it seems to work out fine.
And you might just be talking faster than you're used to or whatever. When you're pacing around in the room going over it by yourself, you just might be doing it slower, and your natural adrenaline. A lot of times you get bands that live, you won't realize it, but they're playing way faster than the album.
Yeah.
Unless they're playing like a backing track or something like that, they end up, you just naturally play faster.
Right.
And a lot of times I notice sometimes in sets I'll do that. I'll fly through a set, and then I'll be like, shit, I got 2 extra minutes. I guess I gotta throw this bit. Or during a set you'll realize sometimes you're going fast or you're not getting enough crowd reaction, so you're gonna end up with some extra time, and you have to start thinking ahead. Okay, what can I add in? I might need to throw another minute in here or whatever to get my 10 minutes.
Right.
What jokes do I have that'll fit in with the jokes that are coming up? Fit in with how much time I need to fill, and there's just a lot of stuff to be thinking about, and as you get more comfortable with it and you aren't thinking about trying to remember your lines and recite them or whatever, that just becomes like second nature, and you're able to think about more stuff. You're able to think about a couple steps ahead, or think about what somebody in the crowd's doing, or if somebody's messing with you or whatever. It's easier to get off track and then come back into it, because it's one less thing that you have to put like thinking power into,
Now, as far as like your preparation for your shows and your sets, what are some things that you do, or if you were to, because you've told me these things, but if you were to tell somebody else coming straight into the game, how do you prepare for your sets?
Just a lot of writing, man. I obsess over the writing aspect of it. Like, that's the part that I like about it.
Same here.
The getting on stage and doing it's stressful and frustrating and everything.
It's honestly, for me, that's the worst part.
Right, yeah. I think that's the part that keeps a lot of people from doing it. That's why everybody says they want to be a comedian, or I always thought I could be a comedian, or they're trying to give you jokes or whatever. It's like they can write jokes, or they can tell a joke, but when it comes to performing, it's just like, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's scary, man. It's a lot of stress. Yeah. But I spent a lot of time obsessing over the writing and rewording things over and over and over again. Memorizing the new version of it.
Right.
Day of the show, I spend most of the day just trying to get my head right, grooming myself.
Personal hygiene is important.
Personal hygiene is important. Yeah, you got to feel good about yourself. You got to go into it with the right mindset. And then
you got to look nice, dress nice.
Yeah,
I like to dress nice when I'm up there. I've worn the same jeans in every show.
I've worn the same jeans every day that I've worn jeans for the past 2 years since I got this pair of jeans. This is actually the same pair of jeans my dad shrunk last year when I was here. I got a shirt that's like everybody's got like a comfort shirt. Louis C.K. would just wear a black T-shirt or whatever.
you got to do something to set yourself out or express yourself.
Right.
There's only so many ways on stage. You only have so much time to express yourself with the types of jokes you're telling or what you're saying. What you're wearing, I think, is another. Everything you should be doing should be.
For presentation.
Right. Well, everything you should be doing should be a form of expressing yourself.
Right.
The car you drive, the way you decorate your apartment, whatever. It should all be an amalgamation of stuff in your head and an outward representation of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I always end up wearing the same 3 shirts on stage. I got comfort shirts. You know?
So you've reached the extent of you expressing yourself as far as that goes.
Yeah, I've summed myself up into those 3 shirts. That's it. I'm nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
I'm a denim shirt, a short sleeve blue shirt with the collar, and a plaid button-up shirt.
So we got our show. We got to be there in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that coming up, man.
I mean, I got to take like 3 more shits before the show.
At least 3 more shits. I might take another shower or 2. You don't
have, if you have time to beat off, just factor in a couple extra minutes for getting those cum boogers off your legs. Yeah. It's so weird. What is that? Is that the?
I don't know.
Water?
Yeah, it is water.
Well, is that the?
It like congeals it.
Yeah, it does. It like gets away all the semen. Like it gets the ejaculate fluid just disappears.
It's like
and
ectoplasm.
It leaves behind the actual cum. It just leaves behind like a ball of sperm that are banding together on your thigh hair.
It balls up and hangs on.
You remember those goo balls?
It's like cum dingleberries. It's like
exactly like those balls you'd get out of the quarter machine that you throw up against the window, and it would like slowly roll down the thing. Yeah.
That is what's going on in Arizona. So now everyone knows that.
Cum balls.
Cum booger balls. Dingleberries.
Next on a warm glass of cum balls.
There we go. We're going to think about new names for the podcast. We got something, right?
We got warm puddle of piss.
Warm puddle of piss. The steaming canteen of camel piss.
Camel piss.
Yeah.
You had options there. You're going to go with camel cum. I don't think.
Well, it was, CC, C's, but I went piss. We've talked
alliteration.
About that. Yeah.
Is that what that is?
No. Articulation.
No, alliteration. What is it when a rapper, they bust off like 3 words that start with an L? Like
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
Like here's another one that would be like that, like a cool Coleman cooler of camel cum. Bunch of C's in there.
That is, and they do that on purpose. Like when
the rappers.
Yeah.
It wasn't just an accident. They didn't throw a bunch of words in a hat and pull them out. And
you're so frustrated.
Although some of these rappers these days, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they're writing songs.
Did you see that video about, it was like OG peanut butter, or like he just said random shit, and they're like, it's like hip hop doesn't make sense anymore. And
really Chili Peppers made a career of it.
Yeah. Well, that's something different, I think, though. Yeah. Deep down. Or what's the other song that they do? I don't know. Fuck them.
Cum balls, dude.
Cum balls. So, yeah, I think we've talked about some shit. What do you got coming up? You got some stuff coming up?
Yeah, I got a show coming up on 420 with Randy and Mr. Leahy from Trailer Park Boys.
That's cool.
It's a back home local show.
Yeah,
should be fun.
Where's that at?
It is at Big Shots.
Big Shots.
In Valparaiso, Indiana.
Nice.
/ South Haven. It's way South Haven, Indiana.
Yeah.
That's not a real place, so.
South Haven.
Technically, it's Valpo, yeah.
Yeah.
What else do I got coming up? Some more stuff. I got some shows coming up in April and May. What other months are there? June. I think I got some shows in
coming
June.
up. Yeah.
I'm working on stuff, man. I'm trying to branch out from doing shows in Northwest Indiana as much and trying to get into the city more.
Yeah.
And it's hard, you kind of got to keep yourself, especially if you have a little traction. I had a pretty good first year, so I got a little bit of traction going, and I'm at a point where I'm trying to go back through my material and tighten stuff up and reorganize stuff and rearrange everything. We're just working on a set, And it's hard to do if you got a lot of people trying to come out to a show. You don't want to do that in front of 60 people or whatever. Yeah. So, but at the same time, like, you got to keep the demand for you high.
Right.
And got to keep the supply low enough to where you don't want to spread yourself too thin. If you're doing a show every other weekend in Northwest Indiana, a couple people might come out to that one, but if you're doing a show every 4 months, you can get 50 people to come out to it. They'll all come to that show instead of spacing it out between too many.
Right. And that also ties into like sharing your material on social media.
Yeah.
Because you don't want people to know all your material.
Right, especially when you're working on stuff. If the same people are coming to shows and you're doing them all the time, people don't understand a lot of times what goes into writing material and how long it takes to build a set and all that stuff. So people come expecting new material.
Yep.
I had a cousin come to one of my shows that afterwards told me I need to write some new material, and he didn't mean it in the way that like it wasn't funny, because it was definitely funny. And my cousin Eric's just an idiot and doesn't get jokes.
Yeah, Eric
Gibson from Hebron, Indiana. You big dummy.
What's his address?
I don't know.
Let's keep going.
But yeah, he came out to the show and told me to get some jokes, and the only joke he could have possibly heard was one joke that I told that I posted on, like, you got to have content online, you got to have some stuff to post on social media, but you don't want to post stuff that you're still going to be doing.
Yeah.
So, and I had posted one joke, and I ended up doing that joke again that night.
He called you out on it, right?
I think he was under the impression that you just go up there and make things up. You just go up there and be funny. People don't realize how much writing and how much stress and headache.
It's bigger than that. It's more than just. And if you there's not many comedians that can do that. Can just go up there
and just be funny. Even people that are just naturally funny. It doesn't always translate to the stage.
Yep.
And it doesn't translate to a situation where it's just you against a crowd that's ideally wouldn't be talking back to you. It's just a one-sided conversation. You don't have a whole lot to go off of.
Yep. So you want to know who the guest musical act I have today is? Because I try to get the underground artists.
Yeah.
The musical artists. What's that?
Is it Hall & Oates?
The underground artist is Hall & Oates.
Little known band from Philadelphia.
No, it's this band called Visen. And I saw these guys at, it's called So Far Sounds. I don't know if you should do that. He was totally free, because they can't see you. The listeners can't see you. But I have this desk, and there's this thing that you put like wires through, and it looks like an anus. And he was licking it.
So technical with the medical terms.
At me. I'm just trying to clean it up for our listeners a little bit. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm
sure you've got some work to do after cum balls.
I'm sure Visen is like happy that we're bringing this up right in between their plug that I'm doing for them. I'm sure they appreciate.
So anyway,
this.
come down and see Visen.
Yeah, Visen. They covered "Dreams" by Fleetwood Mac. That's a tall order. Yeah. We were just listening to Rumors about 10 minutes ago. Nope, longer than that. But
it's just a rumor. Two dudes sitting around listening to Fleetwood Mac.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. If you're ashamed, that's something you should deal with.
Maybe someday you could tell the story about how you and your mentor sat down and listened to Fleetwood Mac together.
The band's called Visen. No, you're right. I shouldn't tell them. I didn't tell them that.
Here's Visen.
Visen. Hey, look, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed your latest sip of a cool glass of water. I did it right that time.
A warm glass of shut the hell up.
Here's your host. You're ruining my ending.
Charles Gertz.
All right, guys. Here's Visen with "Dreams" by cover of "Dreams" by Fleetwood Mac.
Now here you go again. You said you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? It's only right that you should play the way you feel it. So listen carefully to the sounds of your loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. In the stillness of remembering what you had and what you are and what you had, what you lost. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Women, they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you'll know. You will know. Now here I go again, I see those crystal visions. I keep my visions to myself.